Hello, I'm Matt, and I'd like to welcome you to the channel. If this is your first visit to our channel, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you will know when we upload a new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made some awesome French toast with some homemade whole wheat bread that I posted last week, and what I call a dirty omelet, which is a really awesome omelet. This is all part of my series of cheat foods that I eat based on my Deciding for Life system that I created from my book, Deciding for Life, How I Lost 70 Pounds Without Working Out and While Still Eating Foods That I Love. But before we can get to the dirty omelet, we gotta make the French toast. So first I start with a half a cup of whole milk, and 2 extra large eggs. Now normally I would add 2 tablespoons of sugar to this dredge, but when I made my homemade whole wheat cinnamon bread, I used entirely too much cinnamon sugar. So I'm not adding sugar this time, but I am going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Real vanilla, of course, because you can't be on YouTube and use fake vanilla. Then I mix it thoroughly with an immersion blender. Time to dredge the bread. I normally dredge each side for at least a minute. Unless it's cheap Walmart bread, then you only want to dredge it long enough to soak each side before you throw it in the pan. Time to add a little butter. We only cook with butter typically on Sunday, which is our cheat day. Then it goes in the pan directly on top of the pat of butter. Time to dredge the next piece. I try to keep the heat adjusted to where I can cook each side for 1 minute because it's easier to keep track of on the second hand on my watch when it works out that way. Then I flip the next piece over in the dredge to make sure both sides get a good coating. Yeah, it's falling apart a little bit, but it's still going to taste awesome. Final flip, and then it goes into the oven where I have it set at 170 degrees Fahrenheit to keep our food warm while I cook all of it. Same process again, in this case piece by piece because it did fall apart a little bit. And I continue this process until I get all of our slices made. In this case, we made 5. 4 for me and 1 for my sweetheart. They do fall apart a little bit, but it's still worth it because it does taste awesome in the end. I think I'll use the other half a loaf and make French toast casserole for next Sunday. I haven't made that in a while, and it would work out good with how this is falling apart. Time to start on the dirty omelet with 2 extra large eggs. And if you're wondering why I call it a dirty omelet, you'll see in just a minute. A little whiskey. And now you'll see the first part of why I call this a dirty omelet, because I'm going to add the dredge straight to my omelet. And you may think that's a lot of cinnamon sugar, but you'll see it comes out just awesome. The last piece of French toast into the oven so it stays warm. I can't miss a piece. This stuff is too good. A little mixy, and then it goes right into the pan that I just cooked the French toast in. So it has a nice coating of butter and a bunch of the residue from the French toast. All of that cinnamon sugar is going to just taste awesome. But first, I got to add a little bit more butter, because butter is just awesome. On my cheat day, that is. I have to scrape it out because I hate wasting food. Now it's time for the other star of this dirty omelet. Carolina Reaper cheese. This stuff is sold by Publix, and it is just awesome if you like hot cheese. And I really like hot cheese. And then with the cinnamon sugar, it offsets it just a little bit, but it's still really pretty hot. So if you like hot things, you ought to give it a try. With another piece of mozzarella. Oops, it has to cook just a little bit more. This omelet just doesn't want to cooperate. And I can't waste any of that butter, and cinnamon, and sugar. Now another piece of Carolina Reaper cheese cut into 3 pieces on top. I got this from a cook by the name of Reggie Davis at Famous Amos. And I think it looks pretty awesome that way. And then I clean the pan out with a paper towel before I make my wife's omelet, because she's not quite so interested in my dirty omelet. She just likes 1 egg with a piece of cheese. The key to a 1-egg omelet is making sure you spread the egg all over the bottom of the pan. One piece of mozzarella. A little bit of pepper, and then some salt. Into the oven to stay warm while I go wake up my sweetheart. And this is a picture of my dirty omelet, and it really did taste awesome. My 4 pieces of French toast, and yeah, I know it looks a little rough, but once again, it still really tasted awesome. And here's a picture of my wife's plate. I tried to make hers look just a little bit prettier. If you've enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. If you have a question or a comment, leave it in the comments section. If you know somebody that might be able to use a good cheat day like this, please share. Thanks for watching, and may you have an awesome and healthier and lighter day.